talking. Welcome everyone to the NoMo Survivor Series. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the No More Heroin Survivor Series. We are streaming live from Higgy 2.0 and to our YouTube channel, the No More Heroin Survivor Series channel. We have an amazing guest tonight. While the audience is building, I'm sorry for the late start. I had a power outage and the internet took some time to reboot. But we had some other issues too. And finally, here we are because we are overcomers, we're survivors, and we make things happen today. So please, if you would, share this out, invite your friends, and enjoy this. This is going to be an amazing show tonight. I'm going to be letting the audience build. I'm going to be playing a song by Jordan Meyer called Thankful. Booyah. Please share this out, y'all.
Cause I can't just forget you and can't walk away. Since the moment you came in, this is more than a feeling. It's running inside of my veins. This is love. And I will never get this ripped away. I'm so thankful for the purpose you gave in my life.
Such an amazing voice.
I'm so thankful for the day that you stayed at my side. You are my sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and beat further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. You are my sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and beat further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by.
So good.
I'm on my way. Cause I've been missing the love that we made. Don't make me wait. In my arms as your breath starts to raise. And you know that you heal me. Igniting the light in my face. This is love. And I will never get this ripped away. I'm so thankful for the purpose you gave in my life. I'm so thankful for the day that you stayed at my side. You are my sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and beat further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. You are my sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and be further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by.
My. That's such a good song, bro. Such a good song. That was filmed in your home area at the end of the here we go again.
Again?
At the end of the It Takes a Village tour, right?
Correct. That was in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Fairfield, Connecticut. So good to see you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
See you. Oh, of course, man.
Now you're in your studio, and with all the craziness that's going on in the world today, I really just wanted to make use of my platform to keep people engaged, to keep people entertained with a message of hope and recovery. We've all overcome these seemingly insurmountable odds to have this life of purpose and destiny. And you have such an amazing testimony. And I wanted you to have the opportunity to share your testimony, let people know what's happening in your world, just to expand your reach, because to me and so many others, you're going places. You're doing things the right way for the right reasons, and you're helping people along the way. And people need to know more about who Jordan Meyer is.
I'm glad that we're taking the time to do this, because I think right now the world is in a lot of fear. So I think it's important amidst all this fear to remember to put positive stuff out there, because you sign into Facebook, it's just the media scaring us. So I'm happy to take part in something that celebrates the positives of life.
Yes, absolutely. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Enfield, Connecticut.
Where exactly? Where is that? Is that a larger area?
We're in Connecticut, so that's like the smallest state ever. Some
True
people
that.
have never heard of it. So my little town of Enfield is, I guess, a big town for a small state, if that makes sense. But
For sure.
I've lived there.
Connecticut is dinky. It's like Delaware.
Yeah, you can pass through Connecticut in like 13 minutes.
13 minutes, wow.
But it's home, so
So what was it like growing up?
It was growing up. I don't think if I grew up anywhere else it would have been any different for me. I think the individual that I was, it was going to be tough wherever it happened.
Sure.
So I don't attribute my surroundings to any of my story per se. Jordan was destined to be Jordan wherever he grew up. So
no matter where you go, there you are, right?
Correct.
So when did you? Were there any activating events that led you down the path that you've gone in life?
Pertaining to addiction or music or what?
Well, you had a love for music first, right?
Yes, music began when I was 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
My grandfather was taking organ lessons, and he had a little keyboard. And then when he upgraded to a full-size organ for whatever reason, because he wasn't even very good at playing the organ, then I was allowed to use the little keyboard, the old keyboard next to his organ. So when he would play his sheet music, I would sit beside him and play it all by ear. And that's kind of where, you know, I think my family could tell that I had some definite musical abilities.
For sure.
So I would play that keyboard until I got yelled at to stop. And then when, you know, school band came around, when I went home with the sheet, they're going to let us pick an instrument. I went with trumpet. So now I was blowing a loud horn in my grandparents' house all day.
What a joy.
I'm sure they loved that. Maybe even the trumpet and the keyboard at the same time. So then I had two instruments. And the obsession was born. I couldn't read any of the sheet music. It wasn't for me. So I would just memorize. In school band, I would always memorize the songs after a few times hearing it. So I was the kid on the music stand with no paper. And the band teacher would come by. Where's your sheet music? I don't need it. So I would just play everything.
I wish I had that gift and ability. I just love music, but I don't have the ability to make it or sing very well.
Yeah, I can imagine it's difficult if you're not born with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went to the drums. And I really fell in love with that. So I would drum all day, every day. I would skip school and drum till my hands bled, and then I would tape them up and drum I would bleed through the tape, and I had these bleeding, sore hands all the time because addiction started before drugs and alcohol for me, and it was music. Obviously, a healthier form of addiction, but I couldn't get enough. Friends would come over to hang out, and I would just be drumming or playing the keyboard until they eventually just got up and left. I guess we're all
had enough.
You know, so, and that kept going. Then I was drumming for bands, and one of the bands I was in my teenage years, it was fun, and I was the drummer, and I had like long hair that I would straighten in the front and wear a bunch of bracelets, and I was like a punk rocker. And then I kind of grew out of that because they weren't like serious like I was. So then I decided I'm going to be a singer-songwriter and not a drummer, and here I am today. So
I'm looking at the
I probably skipped a few things. So, like I told you, I'm not the best at telling my story. I fly through and skip a lot of shit.
That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just call this practice for you. I mean, you have such a beautiful story. You know, well, when you found alcohol. At what age was that?
My first experience with alcohol was about 14 or 15 years old. So I mean, I come from, it's in my family, it's in my blood. So there's that. Won't go too far into detail with that, but that's just something that, you know, I was used to growing up.
Sure.
I tried alcohol for the first time when I was 14 or 15. My brother he's probably watching right now. I'm not blaming you. He had a house party with his buddies, and I decided to go hang out with the big kids. And needless to say, I got so drunk that I was crying. So now I'm like crying, and they're all like amping me up to drink more. Oh, you're so drunk, you're crying. Let's drink more. Mm-hmm. Then I'm barfing my brains out, and my sister came home from college that weekend and was not happy about the fact that her little brother was drunk. She put me to bed and gave me crackers and left. And as soon as she left, I went back upstairs and was chugging vodka out of a bottle. So that was my first experience with alcohol, was completely annihilated, and even kept drinking after I got sick. And it wasn't a very good night.
Imagine not. But it didn't keep you from wanting to do it more.
No, but the funny thing is, all throughout high school, I didn't really party. I had like a high school girlfriend. I spent most of my time with her. Or I was never really at school. I skipped all the time. I had suspension and I wouldn't show up for that. And then it would be out of school suspension. I'm like, thank you. That's what I wanted anyway. So high school wasn't a very good experience. So when I say I wasn't partying, it's definitely not because I was studying. I was just like making music and driving around in my car as far as I could go with the gas money that I had, and I was doing everything the wrong way, according to like a parent's point of view. But
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what we do as kids.
yeah, so I had this game plan, this dream, and when I dropped out of school, we're in the guidance counselor's office, and my mom's crying, and the principal's there, and I'm just this hot-headed, angry little person. And I'm not going to school. I'm done. They're like, well, your mom would have to sign the papers. And she's like, I'm not signing. And I'm like, well, I'm not going anyway, so you might as well sign. So I dropped out. And then she actually convinced me to go back to school. She says, I'll buy you a car if you go re-enroll. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now I got a car. Dropped out again 2 weeks after I have the car. Like, thanks, Mom. Now I can drive all over the place and have more freedom. So that was pretty much, that was high school.
Welcome, Tracy. Can you,
What,
can
did you
you,
say
can you,
something?
no, no, no. I would. Somebody just said they found the page tonight and jumped on just to see you.
Oh, nice. Thank
Yeah,
you. I
yeah.
don't see any of the comments, but
No, what? Can you see this?
I can.
Yep. I put them up on the screen as they come up. There's a lot of them, so I just kind of pick and choose
Yeah.
which ones I throw up there. But back to your story, we were talking prior about how alcohol opened the door for other things in your life, but it was the alcohol that really took hold of your
Yeah.
life.
I didn't
Slide,
really
slide over. There
I
you
didn't
go.
really drink until after high school. So, I mean, I had a couple experiences, but I really didn't keep doing it. When I was like 18, 19, after high school, I started partying. And it was pretty much a huge issue right from the beginning. Like, I was arrested frequently and driving drunk and doing really crazy stuff that should have put me in prison. Like it started quick. As soon as I started drinking, then I was doing coke and trying every drug in the book, things I never thought I would do. It progressed very, very quickly. And then,
Janice Davis says, "Hey Jordan, here's some hometown love."
hi Janice. Yes, we went to school together. So about 1920, now I'm drinking pretty frequently. I wouldn't call it like level 10 drinking, but it was, it was as bad as any kid who's partying at that age. But when I was 19 or 20, my best friend was killed in Iraq. And that was just probably the biggest blow that I've ever taken. So from there, it was like really, really, really problematic drinking all day, every day kind of thing. And that kind of carried into my early 20s and led me to the road of like my first treatment and stuff like that. I had to go probably 22 or 23 years old. I had to go to inpatient rehab for the first time. And that was obviously very scary. Like I said, things progressed really quickly. Like I was probably one of the younger people in the treatment centers, and I was eating soup and my hands were shaking. I had the shakes. I like in detox. I went through absolute hell and back, and it kind of hit me like, wow, like you really have a problem. Like you have a serious problem. I didn't even realize it because it happened so quickly, you know.
Yeah, that's a common theme for us, you know. What did your bottom look like? The absolute worst scenario that made you
Well,
decide to really invest yourself, you know?
I had a few of them really because it it was a 10 or 12 year battle till I got really sober. You know, the first time I went to treatment, I guess I was found completely like on the side of the road in Springfield, Mass. Like just
Inebriated.
yeah, like totally not there, not awake. And I had alcohol poisoning. I probably could have died, been hit by a car. That really shook my family up. That was like the first bottom. I was like binge drinking at bars alone and like hiding the fact that I was drinking a lot even during the day and taking psych meds at the same time. It was really rough. So that
Right.
was like that was the first kind of low. Um, and then a few years later, it got bad again because I kept relapsing. And then, you know, I had a family, and you know, my ex from my first family, my first two children. You know, she had enough. She went in her own direction. So now I lost a family, and that like tipped me over the deep end for a while. I kind of went cuckoo for a while and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm hurting right now, so I'm going to drink at you. You hurt me, so now I'm going to start drinking again." And
I'll show you I'll hurt me.
yes, exactly. I don't know why we do that, but we do
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
that was kind of the catalyst to the worst of the worst. That was a 4 year run of just drinking right when I woke up in the morning to feel normal again.
Mhm.
I had like a real job for a little while, job, not music, and I was pouring whiskey into a fast food cup and sipping it all day. Like I was drunk all day, every day for a few years, really,
Mhm.
and I attribute that, which I haven't really covered, is mental health. And I told you I skip things a lot because I'm not really
Mhm.
good at organizing
Sure.
my thoughts. So early in my 20s, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I recall.
Can you describe how that affects you in your life? What exactly bipolar is for those that don't know?
So there's two types of bipolar. I'm type two, and I have a rare form called rapid cycling. So I can go from like king of the world to super depressed within a
Mm,
couple days.
sure.
I fall more on the depressed side, more so than the manic side. So when I was a really little kid,
He will,
I
man.
didn't I didn't know it at the time because I couldn't intellectually describe what I was feeling. But looking back now, I was a really depressed little person. And when I made music, I I got to leave it for a couple minutes, and then I would set the instrument down and back to the fear, the anxiety. I didn't like going to school. I didn't like being judged. I didn't. And as I got older, the depression and the anxiety really, really got worse, and got me in a lot of trouble too when I was on the upper side of things.
Mhm.
And
The
I
main
would
the
experience.
mania feels so good, but we
It
just go
does.
over the top on everything, right?
It does, but I didn't get it a lot. I was more on the low side of things, so I would experience sometimes months of depression. Oftentimes, like bedridden, can't leave, don't want to see my friends, crying, can't eat. So my weight was always just up and down and up and down because I don't eat good when I'm depressed. So I'm usually pretty skinny as a result. And that was just it's been such a battle for me, this depression and anxiety. And it actually gets worse as you get older for a lot of people. So it's still something I battle to this day. Like I still wake up and I still feel depressed sometimes, and I still go someplace and I still get super anxious. And these things are all still everyday things that I battle. I'm not cured, I'm not fixed, but I decided to, put on a suit of armor and start facing the world and getting out into the world and sharing my music, sharing my story, and letting people know that, not too long ago I was in a psychiatric hospital. Not too long ago I was in rehab. Not too long ago I couldn't leave the house. I didn't shower or brush my teeth. I just was rotting away in bed all day. That's who I used to be. The guy that I am right now fights every day.
Yes.
So when these feelings
That's
come,
why you are a perfect example for the Survivor Series, because you have found your way out of multiple pits of doom, gloom, despair, depression, alcoholism, and you fought your way out. You fought your way out, and you rediscovered your passion for music.
I did.
And you are so uber talented, gifted, and you can hear it in your voice that you just love doing it. By the way, Travis Gilbert wanted me to ask you if you ever recorded with Mobb Deep.
I was signed to Mobb Deep for a couple years.
Was you really?
Yeah, I was signed to their label in Queens for a couple years. This was I was probably like 25 when that was all going down. So
no
probably
kidding.
like 7 years ago. Yeah, I'm not a rapper, but I was signed to them.
That speaks volumes for you as being a versatile artist, musician, singer, songwriter, because that's not even your genre, and you're doing it professionally.
So I made a lot of, well, I still do make like the beats for rappers. It's funny, I kind of grew out of the rap thing as I got older. I don't really listen to rap anymore. I don't know why. I just don't really care for it anymore, even though I produce rappers like all the time. But it's just something I grew out of. But I definitely have a strong backbone in the hip hop community, having worked with Mobb Deep, and I was a songwriter for one of the Hitmen producers for Bad Boy, one of the original producers that started Bad Boy. So I wrote songs for him for like a year. So I do have. I've been all over the place. I've done a lot of stuff over the last 10 or so years.
You helped a friend of mine recently.
Did I?
This guy.
How so? Oh shit!
What's up,
brother?
How's it going?
Hey.
So everyone, I want to introduce Diamond Betcher. He is the artist and creator of the Recovery Ribbon Tattoo. He is also a musician and artist in a different way. He just was in Jordan's studio a couple weeks ago and recorded a couple of his own original songs. And I just thought it would be cool to add Diamond at this time.
Absolutely.
Just to chop it up a little bit about the experience, the versatility of the work that you do in your studio and how you help people bring their music to life.
Magical experience. I mean, me and this guy, we hit it off pretty much 10 minutes into the car ride back from the airport when I picked him up. Just sometimes you meet people in your life and you just know within a few minutes if you resonate. I'm very intuitive, and I pick up on energy, and I know he is too. And I think we both just, I don't know. You tell them how you felt about the experience.
Oh, it was awful. I couldn't stand.
You just hear the bad mouth me. He's like, dude, this guy's
I can't do this, dude. From the second I met Jordan, man, it was like, get in the car, we start just talking about stuff and experiences. Right away, we started getting into deep shit like immediately, and we started talking about like music, and it was one of those things that that if it was with anybody else, that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that was like right away, super comfortable, super chill, and that's when like instantly I was getting excited inside because I knew that right away this was going to be an awesome experience. There's going to be no awkwardness, no weirdness. It was going to be just so cool. And then my expectations were absolutely blown away because I was never able to. I hum melodies. I called, I called Jordan before I flew out there. I hummed him a small melody to the chorus. Jordan sent me a clip, just, he didn't have to, but he did to be like, check this out, do this together in a few seconds. What do you think? And I thought that was awesome. I was like, that's amazing. And that was like nothing compared to how, amazing it actually was when we made it. It was like, and then we were like, no, we got to do this. We got to do that.
He was singing something. He's like, all right, this is what I got. And I'm just grabbing a guitar and a keyboard. I'm like this? He's like,
the one-man band.
Exactly like that. So, yeah, it was
beautiful.
It was fun. Beautiful. It was his first recording experience. And that's always fun for me, to give someone their first experience in the studio,
Yes. I'm so glad you guys connected. And I'm really not a fan of that style of music, but I love that. I love that.
we already knew that.
Yeah, we were like, oh man, I hope Higgy is down, man.
Well, it's nice of you to take me into consideration.
Of course, yeah, right.
It wasn't socially acceptable.
Socially acceptable, yeah.
I heard him scream. Once I heard him scream in the booth, I was like, dude, you got that like heavy metal scream. We got to do more of that. And I knew that we were stepping on Higgy's toes a little bit.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was really cool. But yeah, like what's really awesome is these songs I've written like years ago. I wrote these songs for the middle of my addiction. So like from the ages of that song, Torn Tissue, that we did, I wrote when I was like 14 years old. Jeez. So I mean that is super cool to be able to get that out there now. You know what I mean? That's it's crazy. This whole first album that we got big plans. We got big plans, and things are just gonna keep getting bigger from there. But this whole like first album is all like nostalgic. It's all about past stuff. So it's a huge album like that. But no, it's super cool. And what's even cooler is that only part of the song. Now that we've done something, I know what to kind of expect in the future. So I'm only picking part of the song that I really want to focus on, and the rest of it I know will be changed because like if I picked the chorus of like that OAOB Ribbon song, it was awesome, but then I had to change up the verses a little bit to match what we did with the chorus. So I know that the songs I've written are going to be altered and changed in ways, and that's really cool. There's going to be a little different than I expect, and that's just too cool.
It's the whole creative process.
I have to he'll sing, and I'm like, that's really cool, but do this, and then he's like, all right. And then he records it, and I'm like, see? He's like, yeah, that's sick. All right. So that's important. You have to, producer and artist kind of have to give and take ideas, and we were really good at finding that place where we could meet creatively.
I think that's why the music turned out better than expected, because it wasn't me going in there with like, this is how it has to be. And it wasn't him telling me, no, this is how it has to be. It was a complete meet in the middle of everything we did. And like, there was no argument. There was no coercion. There was just pure, try this, try that. What about this? I like that there, and boom. And I can't wait to make more, man.
Jordan, is there any way for any young artists that may be seeing this? Is there any way to work with you via the internet during these times so that you could continue to help making music and so on and so forth?
Yeah, some people have been like buying beats and production over the internet. I also do features for a lot of people, so people hire me to sing like the chorus to their songs, stuff like that, or just all around creative consulting. So yeah, I'm totally here to anyone, and I'm totally available to make as much happen as possible given the circumstances.
That's beautiful. So the audience is asking for some music. Would Diamond hang out with us while Jordan he wanted to play a couple songs?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's truly an honor to have you on here and participating in my platform and just entertaining people and sharing your message.
Lifting up my tripod here.
Okay. So what's the situation in your area, Diamond? Is everything shut down currently?
My tattoo shop is shut down, which is my biggest impact. My wife is still working. They don't seem to be shutting down factories, which is kind of upsetting. Like either close everything or keep everything open. You know what I mean? Like this half-ass stuff bothers me.
It seems like it's defeating the purpose for the quarantining.
Oh, exactly. How are you going to quarantine me and the kids, but then still send somebody out to be exposed to this if it's that big a deal? You know what I mean? Like, that's my thing.
Doesn't make any sense, and I think it might just get a little worse before it gets better. But we got to keep our head up. We have to keep pushing forward regardless, because everything in life is temporary. So yeah. We'll just keep pushing forward no matter what.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
How's your baby?
He's good. He was supposed to go back to the skin hospital for his skin condition, but due to the virus, they rescheduled him out a couple months. So,
okay, I'm gonna put Jordan on solo. Y'all, please keep sharing this out, folks. This is gonna be really good.
Well, I'll do a couple songs for you. I have a friend and fan. Her name's Jen Cedarberg, and she's awesome. And she asked the other day, she couldn't find this song anywhere because I haven't released it. I don't know why.
That was weird.
So I'm going to do this song for Jen.
Hi, Jen. I love you. I know she's watching. She was messaging me today. Good.
So, Jen, I hope you're smiling right now because I'm dedicating this song to you. Things that I'll never know, like why you even have to go. I told you that I'd be fine, girl. That's the first time I ever lied. Never lied. And inside I feel the same. I can stick to my stomach when I hear your name. When you left and said goodbye, I just broke my down. I thought I'd die. I thought I'd die. Oh. I believe there's a thing called love. And my heart can never get enough. Oh. I believe there's a thing called love. And my heart can never get enough. Phone rang 100 times. Don't know why I even waste my time. The closure we never had. Maybe that's the reason why I feel so bad. I feel so bad. The apartment is empty now. Can't believe that we both moved out. Your picture stands in the frame. It kills me every time that I see your face. heart can never get enough. The family we never made. I know your mind, it'll never change. It's hard to keep breathing. I'm trying to hold the hurt and just forget all the things you said and just let you go. Yeah, I believe there's a thing called love. In my heart it's never getting enough. Whoa, I believe there's a thing called love. In my heart it can never get enough. That's called Believe.
Sounds really good, though.
Doing this, it's weird doing this over the internet because there's no clapping right now, so I feel like it was the worst song I've ever done in my life. Oh, thank you.
There's a lot of hearts going up on the old Facebook Live.
Good. Hearts are good.
Sharing is caring. I'm glad you did too, Tressa.
She looks at him, he looks at her, so nervous they try not to smile. The show is of how they feel, they can't keep their cheeks from bleeding. Her face lights up, it's way up on his chest. His stomach cannot rest, he's found one. People find each other, they take a chance. He's so scared to get let down. Can you break me slowly, 'cause I have never felt like this. I'll never have someone to miss. And she says not to worry. My feelings for you are the same. I'm just as scared of feeling pain. Gotta live your life, live your life, live your life. She sleeps with this shirt all balled up on her chest. It makes her feel so safe, yeah. And he sleeps with this phone on his chest. He can't miss a chance to talk to her. Oh. People find each other, they take a chance. He's so scared to get let down. Can he have break me slowly, 'cause I have never felt like this. I'll never have someone to miss. And she says not to worry. My feelings for you are the same. I'm just as scared of feeling pain. Don't ever go away. I need to see your face. Don't keep me wondering. 'Cause I'm slipping away. You to come my way.
So good. Wow. So good.
Break me in slow, 'cause I have never felt like this. I've never had someone to miss. And she says not to worry. My feelings for you are the same. Just get scared of feeling pain. Live your life, live your life. Live your life. Live your life, live your life.
That's really, really,
Wow.
that's good, bro.
Thanks, brother.
So,
Don't break me in slow.
who were your musical influences growing up?
Jeff Buckley, Boys to Men, John Mayer. That's the three.
John Mayer.
Those
I
three.
can,
Huh?
I can see all three of those influences in your music.
Good. That's good. I love all those artists, especially. I mean, like John Mayer and Jeff Buckley. I listen to their CDs over and over again. Like those artists that you can listen to and it never gets old.
Yeah, they're amazing guitarists.
So I'm gonna do one more song. I'm gonna put the guitar down and just actually gonna play. I'm gonna play something through my speakers and just sing.
Okay,
If that's cool.
that is so cool.
And I'm gonna take a sip of water. Hope that's cool too.
I think I'll join you.
Are you gonna scream through this one?
I bet he can scream too. Not like you, Diamond. Not like you.
Peggy, remember I said I was gonna give everyone a helpful do-it-yourself mask?
Yeah, do it yourself.
I just want, if you go to Home Depot, they're all out of masks. Amazon's all out of masks. So all you have to do is just take a sock,
A clean sock.
Right,
Yeah,
do it
clean
like
sock.
this, and then use painter's tape because it won't hurt when you peel it off the back of your neck.
It's
Valid, yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's clean though.
Yeah.
No, it's either way, it'll work.
Either way.
Yeah.
Stay corona free no matter what.
So the last song I'm gonna do is Thankful, and that's my new single. So I thought
Give us a little intro on the message you're trying to give through this song.
Well, the message that I'm trying to give through this song is that sometimes if you really love someone, you might think that you need time away from them, and maybe once you do get that time, you realize that what it's meant to be, and you need to get back to that person. But the other thing that I want to say about this song is I stopped recording music, and I stopped performing music. I just stopped music altogether for about 7 years. And in that time, I was hurting a lot, and I was putting a lot of bad stuff in my body, and I gave up on my dreams. And it hurt me very deeply, and it was always in the back of my mind. And my children would still talk about me as if I was some rock star, and it always made me feel so stupid and guilty because I wasn't doing anything about my music. So after years of I worked my whole life to be the musician I am today, and it was really sad that I gave it all up because of my insecurities, about myself. I don't like the way I look. I don't like the way I sound. I just hated myself. And I stopped making music. This was the first song that I released after many years of not doing what I love. So this song just means so much to me because I'm back. And
You're back.
my family, my friends, they see me out here doing this. I'm performing, I'm getting on stage, like the video you showed. That show, like when I got out on stage and Jordan, I was behind the stage hyperventilating, thinking I was going to die. So this is the behind the scenes stuff. I come out on stage all, oh yeah. But
kind of like 8 Mile. Get ready to throw up.
But that's important that I tell people this stuff, because if you're listening right now and your anxiety, depression, your fear is holding you back, you got to just push yourself and you just got to do it. Because
walk through that fear.
Walk through it, because the more that you do it, the better you're going to get at it. I was anxious to do this tonight. I'm always anxious to put myself out there. But I'm very happy that I'm finally investing in myself and loving myself and taking care of myself. And it's just good to be out here spreading a good message and using my music as a really awesome way to spread a lot of love, hope, and compassion. And I appreciate everyone over the last year or so that's helped push me to being the artist and the individual that I am today. And I'm always here for anyone that wants to talk.
Yes.
If you need any insight, like people message me and they're like, oh, I didn't think you would respond. And I got a kick out of that. I'm like, I'm just like sitting on the couch playing 8-ball pool on my phone. I'm not like on a yacht somewhere. I'm like just a guy from Connecticut who
just a regular dude.
I'm a regular dude. I'm always here for you guys. So let me sing this last song for you.
Galen says, I remember when you had the studio in the corner of your apartment. You have come very far.
Oh boy. Yeah, I used to record people in like my mom's house. I had like a $40 microphone, and I didn't even have like a pop filter, so I would put the microphone in a sock and then hang it from the ceiling like you're about to be an announcer for a boxing match or something.
Sure. By any means necessary. We are some creative individuals for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Jordan. Get you fired up. Never give up. Broke some hearts, y'all.
On my way, 'cause I can't just forget your remain. Can't walk away. Since the moment you came here to stay, this is more than a feeling. There's running inside of my veins. This is love, and I will never get this ripped away. I'm so thankful for the purpose you gave in my life. I'm so thankful for the day that you stayed in my side. You are my sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and beat further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. You are my sun in my sky.
Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and be further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. I'm on the way, 'cause I've been listening to love that we made. Don't make me wait. Oh, in my arms as you just us to race. And you know that you heal me, igniting the light of my face. This is love, and I will never get this ripped away. I'm so thankful.
Wow.
For the purpose you came in my life. I'm so thankful for the day that you stayed in my life. You are my sun, sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and be further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. You are my sun, sun in my sky. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by. Open your heart and be further inside. Together we'll dance as the time's rolling by.
So good. That is so
That
good.
was
I hear
beautiful.
I hear a John Mayer influence in that.
Yes.
That is a
Yeah,
banger.
That's a banger.
That's a banger.
So
that's the direction that I'm trying to go in right now. My music is I played so a lot of people don't know this, some of you do. Like I played every instrument in that recording, the drums, the bass, the guitar. I wish I could do it all at the same time. But so yeah, that's the direction I'm headed in. A lot of the stuff that I have that's available out there is like my younger sound. So slowly but surely, I'm going to be releasing the more mature stuff. So.
You're evolving. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And that other way around, you ever have to call me, talk, I'm always here.
Thank you so much. You know that song "Shadow Days" by John Mayer?
Yes.
Your shadow days are over, my friend.
Yes. Yes. No, it's true. It's true. It feels good.
It's true.
It feels great.
Absolutely love that song. You know, you're such a good role model for people that are struggling with alcoholism, depression, to show that you can rise above it. You can fight this. You can fight back. You can have this life of purpose and destiny and live and chase your dreams. You know, stay clean, chase your dreams, as B. Rain said.
You have to. I mean, you're only here once. We only get one life, and that was my breaking point. I when I was in rehab the last time, I wasted so much of my life, and I victimized myself. We're really good at being victims. Addicts, people with mental health issues, we are so good at being a victim.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that is it an excuse for a lot of things? Yeah. Like, yeah, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Well, I'm absolutely depressed and I can't even function. Okay, so that's a thing. And I was that guy, but I didn't have that spark to say, even though I am so depressed right now, I get up and I go to the gym. So now you're on a treadmill, like you're this depressed guy on a treadmill.
Yes.
And then you get off the treadmill and you're like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Right.
Your body is giving you some good juices that make you feel naturally happy. It's all about just pushing through, and that's I can't stress it enough.
That's one thing I know about depression, because I suffer from bipolar as well. That when you feel like you can't move, you can't. If you force yourself, you have to force yourself. You will feel so much better. Physical activity is a good combatant for depression. Just anything, just move, get up and move, force yourself.
So
You don't have to sit and wallow in a pit of despair when you can do something about it, because there's something about the physical activity, creating more dopamine, getting your serotonin levels moving. It works. It works.
You got to keep with it. And that's the other problem with people like us.
Yes. Consistency.
Having consistency. I'm good at, I'm eating right, I'm healthy. 2 weeks later, I'm back to the junk, or I'm going to the gym. 2 weeks later.
Kalichi's in the house.
Kalichi.
Love you, bro.
I just was on the phone with him before I got here.
Awesome. He was on with me last night. I love you both dearly. You guys work well together, man. You guys have very similar personalities, and your creative energy together probably meshes really well.
Yeah, we get teased a lot because we're a little introverted sometimes in social situations. But we actually got a song coming out, me and Kalichi, another song. So I don't know when we're going to release it, but very soon. The song's done. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy song. And we're both really, really excited about that one. And, there's a lot of exciting stuff happening, but unfortunately, it's just a really rough time right now for everybody.
It is. But this is only temporary. It's only temporary.
It is. And we all got to be there for each other and help each other stay grounded and not panic. And,
we have an amazing song coming out. Can't wait. So the video for I Think I Can, you guys look like you were having a blast.
We were definitely having a blast. Yeah. Everybody kind of got everyone else out of their shell, except for Casey, because he's always like, you don't really.
He doesn't need any help.
No, he drinks like 10 Red Bulls and flies around. Me and Kalichi show up on set like, but by the end of the day, we were all feeding off each other's energy. It was really
very cool.
It was a really, really positive experience.
When you talk to KC, tell him I love him, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely will.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, Diamond, for jumping on.
Of course.
It's always good. It's always good to have my friends on with me. You guys are both amazing, and then maybe next time we'll talk about some tattoos.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, we both like tattoos, so
yeah. Kind of my job.
I'm trying to catch up with you guys.
Yeah.
All right, I love you all. Thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for commenting in the comments, loving on each other, interacting. This is a we thing, and you don't ever have to feel alone, because you're not alone. There's so many of us that have been through the same struggles as you have, and we fight through it every day, and that's what the Survivor Series is meant for, to showcase inspirational testimonies of people, to give other people hope. Please keep your head up during this dark time, and please reach out if you're struggling. We're here for you. Thank you, everybody. Peace.
Bye, guys. Peace.
Love you guys.
Love you, man. Bye.